This is day 2, the second day here on Nyumbani in Hoedspruit, South Africa. And I'm here with Margreth. Hello, Margreth.
Hello, how are you?
Hot.
Yes.
It's warm today, hey?
Yeah, it's warm. Yeah.
So what have we been doing today? So when we come to the camp, it gets busy, hey?
Yes, we are busy doing our work
Uh-huh.
and stuff. Yes.
So that's Margreth. And then you can see this side here. That's Lebohane.
Yeah, Lebohane.
Okay. Now Lebo is Margreth's brother.
Yes.
What's Lebo doing, Margreth? What's he doing right now?
Oh, Lebo fill up the lentils. Fill up with oil.
So there's a lot of work
Yes.
that Margreth and Lebohane do before we come back to the camp, because as you can see, this is the bush, and if you're in the bush and you're not in a property every day, things take over the property if you're not careful. So Margreth and Lebohane clean and organize and sort out things. They make sure that we don't come back and there's mice in the thatch roof and squirrels in the thatch roof and scorpions and snakes. They go into the exactly, and then if I swing the camera over here, so in the bar and in that stretcher there, wooden stretcher, so you can see it's open. It's got little openings. There's a little opening there, and because this is the bush, we kept it open. So at certain times a year, we get the tree frogs.
Yes,
they come in all the time. They go in there. They come in the kitchen. They come in the pantry. Margaret's not too keen to touch the tree. You don't like them, hey?
I'm afraid for them.
I don't like them either. They're cold.
Yeah, I just run away when I see them.
And then that's when you'll hear Margaret say, Lebohane, come. And Lebohane has to come with the bucket.
Yeah.
What happens when Margaret sees the frog, Lebohane?
She runs away.
She runs away. Yeah. And then you have to come with the bucket.
I have to come and take it away.
See?
Take it away, yes.
So we do not kill them. What we do is we take them away and we put them back in the water over there. Behind Margreth here, you can see the water there.
Yes.
Okay? Because they belong here. So we're not going to kill anything. But we don't want them landing on our head and on our arms when we're in there. Because it's not nice. It surprises. And the most important reason, can you remember why we really have to move them?
Just to save them. And
yes.
But if frogs are here, what else comes?
It's the snake.
Yes.
Yes, they will come in when they see the frog come in the chalets, in the bar, in the kitchen.
Exactly, because the frogs are a lovely meal for the snakes.
Okay.
So this becomes the McDonald's fast food restaurant for the frogs with the snakes. So you see, that is the most important reason. Because if you leave frogs in a building, you will get snakes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if there are mice, if there are rats, you will get snakes.
Yes.
So one of the things, again, Margreth and Lebohane, is when we say they keep things clean, we really mean clean. Because if you imagine in a kitchen, if you have crumbs, if you've got food that's open, you will get mice, you will get rats, and you will get snakes.
Yeah.
Right. So Mr. Smith and I do courses where we catch snakes and where we learn how to catch snakes.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to kill them, but we need to be able to catch them so that everyone is safe. And then we take them far away and release them some other part of the bush. Not here. If we do it here, they come straight back.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
So if Lebohane's speaking, Margreth, you must take your microphone off and give it to him so that he can say something.
Okay.
And when you're speaking, you talk into the microphone.
Okay.
Then that way we can hear you nicely. Yeah. So hold it nicely so that it doesn't make too much noise. So, Lebohane, you can hold it. Just hold it like this.
Oh.
That's fine. So what's your duties here? What do you do?
My duty is to keep the.
He does nothing.
My duty is to maintain this place and clean up the deck and pumping the water to the tank and cleaning around and cutting grass and make sure that the firewood are available for the for the donkey and cleaning the paths for the game drive to drive nicely. Yes, there's a lot.
There's a lot of work.
Yes.
Lebohane is responsible for the land management here and as well as the buildings.
Yes.
So if there's anything on maintenance on the buildings, if the shower's broken, if the drains are blocked, Lebohane has to come and make sure he sorts it. If he sees a problem, if he sees a hole somewhere or something broken, Lebohane has to deal with it. And when he says about the grass and the paths, it's really important because before Lebohane came, the grass had overgrown. And if the grass here that you can see in front of you here behind Lebohane and Magreth, if that's all grown and tall again, you get all sorts of things living in the snake too close to the camp. So if he's walking, he can, you know, you don't want to be able to walk too close to some of the snakes because if you frighten them, we don't see them, we walk into them, that is when you can get trouble. The snake won't look for you and run after you. A snake will run away from you, but you just have to be careful. And Lebohane, the water, the lovely water you see behind Margreth there, Lebohane manages that pond. He makes sure that the reeds, we keep the reeds because that's really good for nature. It's good for the birds. It's good for everything there, but not from all the water. Okay.
Yeah.
So you look at that, don't you, Lebohane, and say, no, too much now. Let me clear a little bit and keep a little bit, which is why it looks like it does there. Now, Margreth does everything inside the buildings. Margreth will organise and clean and wash and iron. And when I say clean, it's a big cleaning job, but I'll show you that on another video. All the shelving and this and that, everything is open in the kitchen. So every day, and here you can see we're outside, so you get lots of dust. And then it's windy, we get lots of dust, hey? Everything is covered in dust. So it's a lot of work. It's not just a little bit of work. And even now you can see on the decking, so we were away, now we've come back, we can see that Lebohane has oiled all the wood. And you can tell because it's a nice colour. Otherwise it's that dry, whitey colour. And it's not good for the wood if it's too dry. So they're busy people, which is why they look a little bit tired now because they're waiting to have their lunch. And we made them a little bit late. But the lanterns are important because at night we have very, very little light in here because we don't like big lights in the bush. It's not fair for the animals and things to have too much light pollution. So the lanterns, which is soft lights, so we'll put the lanterns around by the fire, we'll put them here, we'll put them on the table. And there's things like this. So I was just sharing with you today, firstly introducing you to Margreth and to Lebohane, because without them, we would not be able to be here so easily. So they're a big part of Nyumbani. As you can see, they're wearing Nyumbani Estate t-shirts. They made me get them last time I was here. They bullied me. They made me go to the shop.
Yeah, we need the uniform.
Yes. It gets cold here in the bush, so we bought nice warm clothes as well, didn't we? The jackets. Yes. And socks. So it's not always sunny in Africa. You do get winter and it can be cold. And especially when it's windy. So there we go. That's our video, which Margreth will be showing to her family and they will be laughing.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
As they can see the important work
Yeah.
that Margreth does. And that they must know from me,
Yeah.
between Margreth and Lebo, they boss us around. They tell us what to do.
Yeah.
They say, Mr. Smith,
Yeah.
I need this.
Yes.
We must do this.
Yeah.
Mm.
We must do that, which is fine because that's their job. They know
Yeah.
what they need to do,
Mm.
and we're good with that. So there we go. That's day 2 on Nyumbani Estate. No lions today, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened with the lions when we were away? Where were they?
Well, no, we didn't.
Here.
We didn't go.
Yeah.
You showed us a picture.
Oh,
Yes.
in Ndlovu.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm.
They were
And
showing.
the three cups,
See?
2
Oh.
lioness.
You
and
forget,
two
Lebo.
lion.
Oh,
One
and 3
lion.
cups.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
you saw them.
forget.
You sent a picture.
Oh, you
Yes.
sent the picture.
And we
Yeah.
saw them on the camera.
Yeah.
So where we're talking about now, you see where Lebo is? He's here.
Yeah.
Just here.
Mm.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By
Yes.
that chalet.
Mhm.
They were there with the female lion and her little cubs.
Yes.
So that makes it difficult for Lebohane and Magreth because they can't be here, sat here
Yeah,
like this and
yeah.
walking. So they
We can walk around.
yeah. But it makes it nice for us to know the lions like to come here.
Nice.
So that's it. That's the end of day 2.